Alright team, welcome back to another Friday video. Today we're going to go over mouth taping and we're going to go over sleep and sleep quality. I'm going to start with sleep first and then we'll segue into mouth taping and the effects of it and what it actually is. Your sleep is one of the most important things that you can do. It is one of the most overlooked things that we can do, and it is one of the most important things that we can do. When it comes to learning things and skill acquisition, increasing your sleep quality will increase your ability to retain new skills by up to 33% after learning at one time. So the awesome part about that is the more you sleep, the more beneficial your learning process is. Now, when we look at fat metabolism and glucose regulation, the better that you sleep, the better your glucose regulation and fat metabolism are. If you're getting a full night's sleep, and that's waking up well rested, not waking up feeling groggy, not dragging yourself out of bed, having a cup of coffee to get up, your glucose metabolism will actually go down, your fat metabolism will go up. Your fasting glucose is actually impacted massively by the amount of sleep that you get. So if you're a routine 6-hour sleeper, it is very possible that your fasting blood glucose could be elevated. Now, there's someone watching this who that doesn't apply to. There always is. But for the most part, most individuals need somewhere between 7 and 8 hours of sleep. Of that 7 to 8 hours of sleep, at least 1 hour should be REM sleep and 1 hour should be deep sleep where there's no eye movement. What we find is the more that you sleep and the more REM sleep that you get, it's psychological repair. The deep sleep is physiological repair. So you're thinking about your cells, your nerves, your nerve endings, your whole central nervous system is fixing itself during that deep sleep portion. The brain is fixing itself and categorizing everything during your rapid eye movement portion. So the more sleep that you can get, the better off that you are, as long as that sleep is quality. Now, as far as gauging quality, there's the easiest one to do, which is wake up. Do you feel well rested? Do you feel like you're clawing yourself out of bed? Do you feel like you're about to choke somebody if they get between you and the coffee machine? That's a sign that you're not getting enough sleep. I'm going to go into that in another video as to why coffee is so important when you wake up and what happens when we're not getting our coffee and what's happening psychologically when you're not getting that. But that's not today. So what we want to see is when you wake up, do you feel ready to go? Do you fight your way to the coffee machine? Do you feel groggy? Do you feel like I need 5 more minutes? If you need that, we have to adjust your sleep schedule so that either you're getting to bed earlier or you're waking up maybe a little bit earlier or later, because you're probably waking up in the middle of one of those deep sleep cycles. The more that close you are to being awake, the easier it is for you to wake up. Now, what is something that plays into this? Well, breathing through your nose while you sleep is something that really will help get good quality sleep, because when we breathe through our nose, we increase the amount of nitrogen in our bloodstream, which means your veins, arteries, and capillaries will get relaxed, which means you can relax better and get more oxygen into those cells. Enter mouth taping. Mouth taping is the act of taking tape, not necessarily duct tape or scotch tape or any of those tapes, medical tape, and putting it over your mouth to keep your mouth closed while you sleep. What a lot of people do when they sleep is they end up dropping their mouth open and breathing through their mouth, which leads to snoring and things like that. When we breathe through our noses, our incidence of snoring and sleep apnea actually decrease. So the awesome part is if we can get trained to breathe through our nose, we can actually get better sleep quality just by simply keeping our mouths closed. This also helps in your workouts. So when I first heard of mouth taping, it was a few years ago, and there was a CrossFit box that I will not say who, they were actually taking duct tape and forming an X over your mouth as soon as you would walk into the gym so that you could breathe through your nose. Well, the problem is that super high intensity doesn't allow for proper nose breathing adaptations. So you want to be able to breathe through your nose when you run, when you walk, when you jog, when you lift weights. You should theoretically be able to close your mouth at the beginning of the workout, only take in sips of water through an open mouth, and then open your mouth at the end of the workout and still have the ability to get just as much air in. Most people don't have that. Most people's first thought is, well, whenever I try and breathe through my nose, I can just feel all the gunk that's stuff in there. And you can feel that. It eventually will work its way out. You can condition the tissue in your nasal cavity to be more efficient at breathing in and out through your nose by doing it more frequently. And it's not going to be pretty. I can tell you every time I've gone for a nose run, at least at the very beginning, you snot a lot of things out. It's not a pretty look. But as you get more comfortable with it, as your body acclimates to breathing through your nasal cavities more frequently, you will become more efficient at breathing through your nose, and there will be less stuff going on. So the really short version is don't tape your mouth shut, just keep your mouth shut. Get as much sleep as you can, and try and get as much deep sleep as possible for your body. The amount that you can get does taper off with age, but going for it is always important, and the amount of time that you spend in bed is just as important as the amount of time you spend sleeping. So if you can't get good quality sleep, but you do have time to lay in bed a little bit longer, it does help calm your central nervous system, which will make you feel more relaxed. See you guys next week.